happy Monday. Welcome back to week 2, all about controlling our chaos. Now, if you missed week 1, I highly recommend that you go back and look at it because 1, it has cool trivia facts about interesting words, but 2, it really helps us understand what we can do so that we can begin focusing on what's important instead of focusing on everything. As we know, when we focus on everything, nothing is important. So this week, speaking of focusing on everything, we are going to be talking about multitasking. So if you're thinking, yes, Summer, I am the bomb at multitasking, I hope you still like me after this. But human beings do not multitask. Our brains cannot function on 2 specific things, cannot focus, there we go, better word, cannot focus on 2 things or more than one thing at a given time. So what does that mean for those of us who feel like maybe we are good at multitasking, which by the way is not me, not me. It means that what our brains do instead is called task switching or switch tasking, depending on how you've heard it. So if we are switching from writing a report to checking the email that just went off, our brain is going to switch from one task to the other. We're not doing both at the same time. Some brains do this very quickly to where it's like, okay, I'm doing this, and then I'm doing this, and then I'm going back to this. Some brains, they don't do it as quickly. Me, when I focus from one thing to another thing, there tends to be a little bit of effort involved getting back in that first thing. It's a lot harder to get back into it. Everybody, all humans, what we do when we're switching tasks like that, we pay a tax. So we pay a tax in our mental energy and focus. So while we can do it, some of us can do it better than others, it still costs something. By the end of the day, if you're doing a lot of switch tasking, then you may find yourself exhausted. Think about when the last time that you had to throw a party. We have to switch tasks a lot when we're doing event planning. So you're going and you're doing this and you're doing this and somebody needs this and somebody needs this and somebody has this question. By the end of the day, even if it goes spectacularly, you are exhausted. That is part of the cost of switch tasking. So when we're thinking about the ability to multitask, it's not something that we can do. We need to just accept this. We love it. We feel for it. We need to let it go. It is not a relationship that is doing us any good. Let it go. Then understand what your brain is actually doing. It is switching from task to task. Some of us do it efficiently. Some of us do not. Now, if you find yourself thinking, okay, like that's great, but Summer, I got stuff to do. I feel you. Here's a couple of techniques. We're going to do 3 techniques that can help maximize the efficiency of our brains, which will maximize our energy and our focus. So the first one, you may be familiar with the Pomodoro technique. Now, the Pomodoro technique is you decide what you want to focus on. So you build out your day, you decide what you want to focus on, and you set a timer for 25 minutes. You focus on that for 25 minutes. The 5 minutes, once the timer goes off, you spend the 5 minutes doing what you need to do to relax. Could be getting up, going to get a drink of water, going for a quick walk. You do this 3 to 4 times. And at the end of those 3 to 4 times, you set the timer, you do your 25 minutes, and then you take a 15 to 30 minute break. This gives your brain the ability to process and take breaks. Instead of pushing really, really hard all the way through, you get a chance to refill your battery, which means at the end of the day, you're not going to be quite so exhausted. If you find yourself going home at the end of the day and you're like, I can't, your kids are like,
Mom, Dad, hey, how's it going? Let me show you this new thing. Let's talk about my day. What is your day like? What's for dinner? No.
and your brain's like, I can't. Try this technique. Try it for 2 or 3 days. See if at the end of the day, you have more mental energy to be able to focus on this. Now, the second piece that we're going to talk about to help maintain our energy throughout the day is to get rid of all the bings, bongs, tweets, and twerps. Y'all have heard me say it. Y'all, our brains are addicted to the sounds our devices make. Not only the sounds, but the vibrations as well. Because as soon as your phone or computer goes bing, your brain's like, I wonder if that is the prince of a country that is letting me know that I have just gotten $2 million, and you will not be able to stop thinking about what that is. And the reason behind it, the science, the brain science behind it, is because those little sounds are like candy for our brain. Every time it hear it and we check it, there's a release. It becomes addicting. And so if you're trying to focus and not switch tasks a lot throughout the day, turn off all of the sounds. You can set do not disturb on your phones. You can set focus on your computer. There are a lot of tools to be able to help you with this so that you can minimize the impact of all of these sounds. All right. Now, the third thing that we are going to do is to plan a little bit for our week. So what does this mean? Sunday night, before you go to bed, look at your week coming up. Spend 30 minutes. Just look at the week coming up. Plan out, okay, what is this going to look like? What are the focus items? What is the priority, not priorities, that I am going to be focusing on this week? And then every day at the end of your day, spend 10 minutes. It's not a lot of time. 10 minutes reviewing your day. What did you accomplish? What needs to be shifted? This isn't to punish ourselves.
Oh, I didn't get nearly done as much as I thought I was going to get done.
It's to help us understand what are those tasks that we need to pay attention to. And if we can be intentional about it, then we're less likely to have to switch tasks the next day when we're like, oh God, I forgot about that report. It's due in 20 minutes. We can be a lot more intentional. So these are 3 ways to help us begin controlling our chaos. Pomodoro technique, make sure that you're turning off all of the sounds, and then a little bit of planning on Sunday for the week, and then at the end of your workday. All right, week 2 down, controlling our chaos. We're doing it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. I hope you have an absolutely amazing week. Thank you for joining me this week. And don't forget, as always, you got this. I'll see you next week.